Nope, not gonna complain. Not me.
It's Tom!
Hi friends, it's Tom. I want to talk to you about 2 1-month-long experiments I ran back to back in an attempt to become a more tolerable person. And they took me just an average of 9.8 seconds per day, which is great if you don't want to put any effort into it. In November of 2019, I attempted to reduce or eliminate complaining. And in December, I tried to eliminate or at least reduce swearing. But complaining is my birthright. I found the results and correlation interesting and figured I'd share them. But first, an explanation about why I did these 2 challenges.
It's been said that the more you complain, the more you find to complain about. I suppose I could have found the actual quote, but that would have taken effort. Sure enough, I found that I was beeping and moaning about more and more things, and I was doing it more and more often. If I'm being honest with myself, it was getting pretty bad. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be around someone that negative. I didn't even want to be around myself. But I found it pretty hard to get away from myself. Some of them were major, and then there were a whole lot of first world problems.
Who the hell had all this chunky? I only have 1 piece left?
And if you notice something about yourself that could be improved, you probably should do something about it. As long as it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. In most cases of correcting behavior, you can choose either positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. I chose negative. See the 2 rubber bands and the paper clip? Yeah, every time I complained, I let myself have it. And the worse the complaint, the further back I drew it.
On the 1st of November, I logged 5 complaints and the corresponding number of wrist welts. But here's the thing, they were all in the morning.
I didn't dare complain that afternoon. I felt the paper clip dangling on my wrist, and that was all the incentive I needed, not to complain. As a result, my daily high for the rest of November was 2. And many days, I didn't have any complaints at all. I had essentially eliminated my complaints without changing my sloth-like nature.
Sounds easy, right? Sounds great, right?
I can hear a butt coming on.
What do you mean?
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
But
I knew it!
There were some unintended consequences.
When I felt the urge to complain coming on, I substituted something positive.
Oh, he cut me off. Well, I'm sure he'll have better days, and I'm rooting for him. I was becoming more tolerable. I was becoming more pleasant. I was becoming a positive person.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
And I also noticed my rate of cussing and swearing went way down too.
Which is a great way to lead into my challenge for December. Now that's a segue.
In December, I allowed myself to complain, but I wanted to reduce the amount of cussing and swearing I did, as long as I didn't have to really try, because trying is hard. For this challenge, I decided to give myself a different form of feedback, but I'm not sure if this really counts as a positive or negative reinforcement.
Every time I swore, I put $1, an actual dollar, into a jar, an actual jar. You've seen and heard of this kind of thing before.
I ended up sticking over $300 into a bucket. And I say bucket because the jar that I chose wouldn't hold $301 bills. So obviously this form of feedback did not work. I was still cussing and swearing, and I was complaining at an alarming rate. But at least December's effort only took me 5 minutes total, and that was to find a clean bucket.
So what are my conclusions? Well, by not complaining, I accidentally reduced my swearing. But by trying to eliminate swearing, well, it didn't work, and it made my complaining even worse.
So now I'm going back to rocking a couple rubber bands and a paper clip. I'm pretty sure I'll be back to almost no complaints and a whole lot less swearing too. So I think I've solved 2 problems using a total of 5 minutes over the course of 2 months, or 9.8 seconds per day. It would have taken less time, but buckets tend to hide.
But you know what doesn't hide? The like button, which is down below, and you can hit that right now. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button too, so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You know who I am. It's Tom, and I'll see you next time.